Hi friends, hey, happy Tuesday to you all. Man, oh man, here in Western New York, winter has come. Oh wow, it is here. It is cold, and I'll show you outside. My goodness, ugh, it's here. I don't really like winter, but you know what? That's what I get for living here. So, no more complaining. No more complaining. We're not going to do that. We're just going to rejoice in everything because, God made winter just as much as he made summer. So, I also believe he made winter to slow us down. That's just my personal opinion, because sometimes when it's really nice out, we can, focus on the beauty and just be out and soak up all the sun. But then winter, I think, reminds us, hey, time to slow down, time to just nestle up with a blanket and focus on me more, right? Isn't that what God reminds us in his word? I recently have been just struggling with really loving people well, and that's my true confession on here. So what do you think the verse of the day was on the Bible app? It was 1 Corinthians 13:6, and it's just the whole chapter is about a chapter of love. And we can share Jesus all day long, but if we do it out of I'm right and you're wrong, and we don't do it in a loving spirit, friends, it's just a clanging cymbal. It means nothing. And people will not come to our Jesus if we do not exemplify love. So I just want to encourage you, if you are out there and you're sharing the love of Jesus, really just, they're not always going to see him in the same light that you are. And I'm just going to encourage you, just sometimes just keep your mouth quiet and just listen to what that person is saying. Even if they have all the religion, you can pray for them and pray that they break out of that religion, but you don't have to be, so right all the time that you just completely miss it. So this video is just about, having a loving spirit, forgiving those who have, done you wrong. I'm not saying that maybe their actions are okay. I'm not saying you have to agree with that. But what I am saying is that in the midst of all of that, just love on them and give them, what would Jesus do moment. Even if you have to just separate yourself from that person, to just give yourself time to just kind of process things or pray for them, then so be it. Then you have to do that. I've had to do that with members of my own family. I just had to step away and say, you know what, God, I'm just going to let you fix things, because when I open my mouth, it doesn't go well. But I know that sometimes silence is really a blessing. It really God can work in those moments in your life and in theirs. So just be encouraged, friends. If you're having a disagreement, you've shared Jesus with them, they're still not really getting it, it's okay. We're all different. Maybe you didn't get it the first time you heard it too. I know for myself, I received Jesus, so I thought, when I was about 19 years old, but I wasn't living right, and I wasn't living for him until much, much later. Almost 10 years later, I finally started coming back to Christ. So, just as much as you want God to give you grace, you got to give grace to others too. So this, just think about that today. Who is it on your heart that you're like, man, they are so hard to reach. They will not listen to me. It's okay. Pray for that person that you thought of right when I said that, because even in that, God can work on that person. The most atheist person can still come to Christ. It's not too late for that person. Where there's breath, there's hope, right? So I really hope that, this encourages you to just keep sharing your love with the person. Now, you may have shared the gospel and all of that stuff. Just step away and just let God do his thing with that person. We are not God, right? We are just his vessel. So just remember that today. You can't save anyone. Only he can save. But you can show his love by just keep our mouth quiet. Let's just learn to use our ears. I've said that so many videos, to just sometimes, that's why God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, because we really need to just take time to listen. So anyway, I'm not going to make this any longer. I've got to step out. I hope that you all have a wonderful day today. And by the time this comes out, it'll be Wednesday. So if I said Tuesday, my apologies. This is going to come out on Wednesday. Just read Proverbs 12 for the 12th day. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'll see you again in the next video. And just remember, God loves you. Bye for now.